All right, what's up, everybody? We just got here to Greystone Ranch in Mingus, Texas. It was a pretty good flight, but we are super excited. We're about to go shoot my bow real quick. I'm gonna shoot with Mike, and then our other associates are gonna be shooting their guns, make sure we're all zeroed, and then we're gonna go out. We're gonna go sit in the blind. Hopefully, we can get on some deer tonight. Man, this place is awesome. It's a really cool view. The inside, I know you guys just saw that right now too. It's fantastic. It's definitely surpassed a lot of expectations I had. So I'm super excited. We're gonna get some good content and hopefully get some very cool video of some very big deer. So we just shot my bow real quick. I'm gonna show you the little 30 and the 40 yards, and then we're just gonna get ready to go in the blind. But just wanted to make sure everything was all set before we went out. All right, here's the 30 right here. A little low left, but still not bad. And that's 40 right there. So still in the yellow, not a bad shot. All right, so we're feeling good. At least I feel good now about sighting my bow in and all the practice before. So now it's just time to get in the blind and then just see what can happen. So, all right, now we just came to the range. Everyone's just making sure they're in their zero. So we got Rob, he was shooting a little bit, just got a video right there. And then just show you guys a little picture of what the range looks like. All right, everybody, we're in the blind right now with Mike right here. So we got the Insta360 cam right here, and then we have another one on the outside. So hopefully get some good footage, and hopefully get some deer come in. I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't know, Mike, how you feel?
Pretty confident.
Yeah, we've already seen a couple driving in. So yeah, hopefully get some good footage for you guys. Everything I think is gonna come in to check them out. All right, so we saw a ton of deer, but it was tough because we are calling, so there's only a specific size that we're able to shoot. So it does make it tough. We saw some ones that were kind of on the border, whether or not we could shoot them. And then the one that we did have that was going to be an option to shoot. We just weren't getting good shots, and then he was also out of angle when it comes to the blind. So that's one thing with the blind is you got to have a good angle with the deer coming in. So hopefully tomorrow's a little bit better. Some of the deer come in and want to cooperate a little bit better. But yeah, the storm's pretty bad. It's supposed to be about almost an inch of rain coming in overnight. So it should make things interesting tomorrow. All right, what's up, everybody? We made it back to the lodge. It was really fun. We saw some great deer. The first buck that came in, man, it was a beauty, but we're doing like a coal situation, so we're shooting coal bucks, and that buck was a little bit too big to be a coal buck. So, and then the other one came in and it was kind of on the line. We weren't sure. So we ended up passing on that one. And then finally we had a buck that came in. We got that video. I'll put it right here again so you can see it. He came in. He wasn't in really bow range, and when he was, we had no shot. He was kind of quartering towards us. Yeah, so it was just kind of a tough situation, but nonetheless, it was really fun. We saw probably about 25 deer and 6 bucks, and of the 6 bucks, 3 of them were shooters, but we just didn't have a shot or anything. So the weather got pretty bad, and that's why we're not outside right now. You probably see the lightning right there, but hopefully tomorrow we have a different game plan. That's what the guide was saying. We're going to sit in a different blind, and we'll see how that goes. So, all right, we're going to get some dinner and then kind of just go from there. Good morning. It's day 2, so we're going to do our second sit. We feel pretty optimistic. There's a lot of deer obviously coming in, but what the biggest thing is we're going to be changing blinds. So hopefully the blind that we go sit in, we can see more of those cold bucks. But yeah, we'll get on it. Hopefully get some more footage of some good deer. I really want to see one of these gold medal deer. We saw one on the cameras earlier when we were in the stand yesterday. We didn't get to see one at all, but that is probably one thing I do want to see, so I can get some good footage of it, and then you guys can see it as well. All right, we are back. So unfortunately, I did miss. I have the video, but it's just one of those things. I think it's just part of archery. It is what it is. We're gonna go out again this afternoon and hopefully get a good shot, get some deer. The only issue we were running into today really was the fact that there was so many does that were covering the bucks that we just didn't have really good angles, and then they end up busting. And then finally, one buck came back in, but it's what it is. It happens, part of it. So hopefully, we just get back in the blind this afternoon and have some better luck. That's the big one that beat up the other one. The sit went very well until it didn't. We had a bunch of bucks coming in. It was really cool to watch the big bucks fight. It was a really neat thing. But the target buck, we busted him earlier in the afternoon on the sit, and then he ended up coming back in, and it worked out perfect. We had him at like 30 yards broadside. Yeah, and it was just, I felt like I had a good shot, and I was about 2 inches to the right. He was broadside, 2 inches to the right, and a little bit too much of the shoulder blade, and we didn't get as much penetration as I was hoping. We tracked the blood for a little bit and then decided to back out because it was just one of those things. So trying to stay optimistic, it's just part of archery hunting as well. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet. This is my first time that I've really experienced something like this, so it's definitely not easy, but that's also the nature of the beast. We tried the Insta360 cams, but they were just being a little too loud. I didn't like it, so we ended up not filming anything. Got some good footage with myself, though. But yeah, super stoked for tomorrow. I'm going to get some good footage of Mike. Looking forward to it. And then after the hunt, then with Mike, then we're going to go look for that buck. But yeah, just trying to stay optimistic, but it's definitely something that I want to highlight, as well as that this is part of hunting and it's unfortunate, and don't plan on it, but it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So I really hope that we can harvest it tomorrow. But yeah, it's just, just trying to be transparent about the whole situation. So tomorrow's going to be a really good thing. Mike's going to shoot one. I'm super stoked for it. So let's look forward to tomorrow. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday right now, which is day 3. We only have this sit in the morning and one more in the afternoon, and then we're done for the hunt. So I'm in the archery blind right now. Mike is in the other blind. I'm going to be getting some footage in here, and he's in there with Ben. So there's 2 bucks, and they're the 2 bucks from the first sit that we'll be targeting. It's a 9-point, and then I believe another 9-point as well. So we're pretty confident that they're going to come in this morning, but I'm in the archery blind. I'm trying to get some good angles, and we also have a camera up in the other blind. Hopefully we can get some footage on that of Mike. But yeah, so after Mike shoots one this morning, then we're going to go and look for my buck. We gave it some time last night and then kind of backed out. So hopefully we find it. I'm trying to stay optimistic about it, but biggest priority is to get some good footage of Mike right now. So he's using the rifle. So we got about an hour until shooting light. So hopefully get some good footage of some deer, and we got a buck down.
All right, now what's your first words to Gunner going to be? That's how you do it?
All right, that was pretty quick. It is 7:52. Mike just shot one right now, and it was actually that first buck that we weren't sure about if he was big enough or not. After further review, our guide felt like he was a good coal buck, so it's right here in front of me. I'm just waiting for them to get out of the blind. But yeah, so we got some pretty good footage. I'm not sure how quick I was expecting for the buck to come in, but the whole time I could see the does were looking over my shoulder this way, and they're actually blowing at something. And I was like, it's probably a buck or it's something else. Whatever it is, they did not like what it was, and he ended up coming out right on the side of the blind right here. So it was pretty cool to just watch that whole thing from a pretty close angle as well.
Thank you very much. It was awesome. I'm glad you got it done. Thanks, Ben. I'm glad you got to see that.
Yeah, thank you. Back at the castle now. We took the deer over to get skinned and deboned, and then now it's just sitting in the cooler. So Neil and Dave, they actually were in the exotics and they shot some. So we shot a fallow doe and also a black buck doe. So it was a pretty cool thing. Now we're just gonna have some lunch in a little bit and then hopefully head back out after. So this is the last afternoon. I believe we have 3 more guys that need to shoot something. So hopefully they can get that done in the afternoon.
Well, I was talking to Patrick. Where are you going this afternoon?
All right, everybody, we're back in the same area from the buck yesterday. We're in a box blind, so we're trying to see if it'll come out. If it does, then we're going to shoot it with the rifle. If not, we're going to kind of go look around for a little bit more blood and just kind of go from there. So hopefully it comes out. So we went and just checked the gun, make sure it was zeroed, and we're all good. So just go from there, but try and get some footage of some other deer if they do come in, and then, yeah, we'll just kind of wait it out. If the deer comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, then, yeah, that's just how it goes. So hopefully we have some better luck than we can imagine. But, yeah, get some good videos, some deer right now. did that sit, and unfortunately the buck did not show up. So after the sit, we actually decided to go back in, just go back on the blood trail. The blood trail wasn't there. It was too beat up from all the trails and the deer coming in. But we did go a different direction, and we did find more blood. So that kind of raised our suspicion that we did have to sit in the blind and wait. So he was in the area, but it just unfortunately didn't come together. So what we're probably thinking is we didn't get enough penetration when that arrow went into the scapula. I was shooting some tripans, and with the expandables, sometimes when you hit that bone, it doesn't do much. And yeah, so it's a learning lesson. Gonna make some adjustments for my next hunt coming up. All right, buddy, that is going to wrap the trip up. As I'm standing right here, there is actually a deer over here right now, so it's pretty cool, but it was a great experience. A huge thank you to Greystone Castle for allowing us to come out. It was awesome. It was really cool. Got to see some really cool things, such as like those big bucks fighting. I've never seen anything like that, so it was a really neat experience, and just seeing the amount of deer we saw and the opportunities we had was awesome. I wish the result was a little bit different, but I guess with archery hunting, that's just one thing you got to deal with. Nonetheless, got some good footage. I was really happy I got some good footage of Mike as well. That was one of my goals. And our associates, they had a good time as well. So it was a great time. I want to say a huge thank you to Greystone. If you're interested in coming on an experience like this, such as like a high fence ranch, which is actually 6,000 acres, so it's a lot of property. They do have exotics. They do have upland game and bird hunting. So it's a really neat experience. And if you're really interested, I'm going to put the information down right here after this. And yeah, go ahead and go check it out. You know the deal. Like and subscribe. And thank you, everybody.